Good morning. This is Dr. Tarek. Today my topic will be gastrointestinal tract or alimentary canal. It is known as alimentary canal because aliment mean to nourish. As it as this canal nourishes this body, this is also known as alimentary canal. It starts from the mouth, goes into the pharynx, and pharynx is common for gastrointestinal system and respiratory system. Then they become separate. Trachea becomes in front, and esophagus, which is commonly known as food pipe, it goes behind. Esophagus is few inch long, then it connects with the stomach. Stomach is a muscular structure that has two curvatures, lesser curvature and pyloric and greater curvature. The part of the fundus which is above the pyloric sphincter is known as fundus. Main part of the stomach is known as body. Then towards pyloric sphincter, this is known as antrum. Then there is a sphincter which is separating stomach from the small intestine. It has two sphincters, one and at each end. One is when food pipe is connecting with the stomach, there is a sphincter called cardiac sphincter, and the other sphincter is present at the junction of stomach with the small intestine. This is known as pyloric sphincter. As I told you, the role of the sphincter is to allow the traffic in one way direction, not the opposite. If opposite traffic is going, this is a disease. The duodenum, which is shown with black color, is the first part of the small intestine. It is 10 inch in length and it is C-shaped. Then it continue as jejunum, which is shown with red color. Jejunum is 8 feet long, and jejunum then continue with the ileum, third part of the small intestine, which is 12 feet long. Remember, duodenum, first part of this intestine is 10 inch long. Jejunum, the second part of the small intestine, is 8 feet, and the third part of the intestine is ileum, which is 12 feet long. And again, at the junction of ileum with the large intestine, there is a sphincter called ileocecal sphincter. This opens when feces has to pass to cecum, to large intestine, and then close. The first part of the large intestine is known as cecum. It is 2 to 3 inch long. The large intestine is 5 feet long. Small intestine is 20 feet long, 21 feet long, but large intestine is 5 feet long. But it is called large despite the fact it is small in length. Its diameter is big. It has different parts. It starts as a cecum, then goes upward, which is known as ascending colon because it is going up. When it goes up, there is the liver, so it has to turn to the left side. It turns to the left side, making a hepatic flexure. It passes transversely to the left side where there is a plane. Again, it has to change its direction and it goes downward, which is known as descending colon. Descending colon. And it before it descend, it make a flexure, another flexure, which is known as splenic flexure. So hepatic flexure on the right side and splenic flexure on the left side, ascending colon going up and descending colon going down. Then it makes a sharp turn and become a S-shaped structure known as sigmoid colon. Sigma in Greek language means S. So it is S-shaped and there is a sharp turn. Because of this sharp turn, feces stay here every time, every day. So there is some importance of this area, jejunum, sigmoid colon. Then the last part of large intestine is rectum. The terminal part of the rectum is known as anal canal, and the opening outside is known as anus. At the junction of ileum with the large intestine, there is a worm-like structure known as appendix, which is shown in red color and written in red color. The function of appendix is still not known, but it is said to be a part of lymphatic system. Due to its twisted structure, there are more chances of infection, which is commonly known as appendicitis. And then it has to be surgically removed out, appendectomy. So I repeat, this tract starts in the mouth, goes into the throat, then continue as esophagus, which is commonly known as food pipe. The food pipe joins the stomach. Stomach has three parts. Fundus, it is part of the stomach which is above the cardiac sphincter. Then main part of the stomach is called body, and the third part is called antrum. At the junction of the food pipe with the stomach, there is a sphincter called cardiac sphincter. And at the junction of the stomach with the duodenum, which is first part of the small intestine, there is another structure valve which is known as pyloric sphincter. The function of the sphincter is allow the traffic in one direction and not in the opposite direction. First part of the small intestine is called duodenum. It is 10 inch long and it is shown in black color. Then it continues as jejunum, which is shown red in color. Jejunum is 12 feet in long. Small intestine is like 21 feet long. And jejunum continues as ileum, which is 12 feet long. There is a sphincter present at the junction of ileum with the large intestine that is known as ileocecal valve. Ileo, I-L-E-O, cecal, C-E-C-A-L, cecal valve. It opens when feces has to pass through large intestine and then close down. The feces then go up. The colon is known as ascending colon. There comes liver, and then making a flexure over there, it turns to the left. Flexure is known as hepatic flexure. When it goes to the left, there is spleen now. Again, the colon has to move down, making a flexure which is known as splenic flexure. When it goes down, it is known as descending colon. When it was coming up, it is known as ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon. That it makes a sharp turn and make S shape, which is known as sigmoid colon. Sigmoid in Greek language means S. Then it ends at rectum, which is the last part of large intestine, and the last portion of the rectum is known as anal canal. The opening of the rectum is known as anus. This is all about anatomy of the gastrointestinal system, and I will continue with physiology and some diseases in the next video. Thank you very much.